Good morning.
Mama made lots of muffins.
I did make muffins this morning. This comeback to YouTube is just different. If something is put on my heart to share, I'm gonna share. But I'm not going to just blast out content just to blast out content. I am excited to be back, and little things on Instagram, here on our email list. If you guys aren't signed up for our email list, that's where we are going to be communicating the most regularly. I think the last few years for everybody has been pretty wild, even for us. I think it just kind of threw us for a loop. No matter how much we tried not to have anxiety over everything that was going on, we already were on a trajectory to do homesteading, to do sustainability. We loved it. Hi friends. We were very excited to do it. It was our passion, it was what we wanted to do.
Can we show them how strong you are and your ability to get pigs in the van?
Daddy's ready. Oink. Hi, buddy. But I think even for us, there was this extra angst. I don't even know if it was this dire need to be sustainable. We have a lot of pigs, a lot of them. And if you were here from the beginning, you knew our first 2 pigs were in the kitchen with us. We got to go through some pregnancies with our first 2 now sows.
I don't need to be back there.
Leave it. Come here. Sit. Sit. Good boy. And I think it's important for all of us to recognize when it's too much. Even if it's done with really good intentions, when do you need to cut back? But one of the things that's too much for us is having 3 breeder females. And so we have had 3 amazing litters of piglets and have gotten to help a lot of different people start their homestead with pigs. Our 2 sows, Ethel and Lucy, are both going to homes where they are going to experience having piglets and being able to start their homestead with proven sows. When we had our last vlog, Ethel wouldn't go into the dog crate where we had it. We learned with her that we moved her to what we call the pregnancy stall, and she went back in here with the dog crate. She got comfortable with the dog crate, went in it about a week later. Lucy has been in here with the dog crate for 24 hours. And she's been good. So she went in when we first moved her in here. She wasn't afraid of it. There was food in there. So we closed her in this morning. Can you have an apple? Yes, you may.
Can I have an apple, please?
Yeah, buckle up. Well, I guess you are getting full-on treatment. This is our little boar.
He's so cute.
He is not biologically related to Lucy. He was from a different litter with our boar, and so he will be Lucy's future husband. Oh, so fun fact, let's do some learning, and if you have little kids, we can teach them on these vlogs too. I just always think it's fun to learn something new, not just be here to watch, but let's learn something each video. I grabbed my coffee. But our little boar has what we call double wattles. And so he has 2 little things hanging from his neck. So our mamas aren't pure, but our boar is a pure cooney. And so he just ended up pulling that gene. And our boar actually doesn't even have double wattles, but he carries the gene, and mom of this litter carried the gene. And so he ended up with double wattles. So he's a really good breeder for coonies.
We're
here. Hi, Mommy.
All for the camera.
I know if she will. She actually has the most like beautiful eyes. I get better pictures of her than anybody else. Like her eyes like are big and like sparkle almost.
Oh.
Whereas, but more she's like giving me the eye of like, what are you doing? Could be the reason. Well, we loaded into the car and my friend lives in the area, and so we stopped and visited and got home at the time where you transfer your kids straight into bed in their clothes and fall right back to sleep. So the reason this video was on my heart is, yes, an update of showing you who's going where, what's been going on with the homestead, all of that update, but the reason that we sold so many pigs was because of something on my mama heart that I figured would hopefully encourage some of you. There is sometimes where it is just too much. And for my personality, it's very hard to admit when it's just too much and you need to back off. I think what's hard is that in our society, this idea of go, 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 go is the norm. If your kids aren't in 15 activities, then that's not the norm. And sometimes I feel like we need to pause and ask, are we doing things well? And everyone's capacity is different. I had a friend in college that I remember thinking, gosh, I wish I could get 1/10 of the things done that she can get done. It was incredible. And looking back, I realized I had chronic fatigue and I didn't know it at the time. And so my capacity was very different, very, very different. And I have actually tackled chronic fatigue over the last handful of years by drastically changing the way I eat. And I have energy to burn. Like, I am doing so much better that I took on a full-on homestead and working and doing homeschool and trying to run a household. But it got to the point where it was too much. And I had spread myself so thin. And for us, one of the things was our pigs. We are very passionate about regenerative agriculture and rotational grazing. And so we got coonies because they can be raised on pasture, which is incredible. But our setup wasn't flawless, and they were taking a lot of time when we had some escape artists. So Ethel was our longer snouted pig, and she would just go under the wire, and because she could go, everyone else would leave with her. And so she is now in a home with a permanent fence, which is perfect for her. And she is being loved on, and the kids on that homestead are very excited to have piglets, and I'm excited for them. For us, having 19 pigs at one point was too much. And I would say a couple of pigs for most people is probably a little too much. So with selling piglets and selling our sows, which were our proven mamas, downsizing our breeding pairs. But for me, it's pigs. But for you, it might be extracurricular activities with your kids. It might be trying to learn all of the new homestead kitchen hacks that you feel like you literally never leave the kitchen. It could be a garden. I let my garden go. It is still producing, but it is a jungle, and it is crazy. And what I get, and I will get to the point of being able to have a massive harvest from my garden, but I let it go because I just had to let some things go. Now we are also leaving town, and Buttercup in the background, which you probably can't see, very tiny back here. I just dried her up. And so that is one thing I couldn't take off my plate. I couldn't take off milking and processing milk and selling milk and all of the things, but we are drying her up about a month early because we are leaving town. because she is pregnant. If you missed that, did we not share that? I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what did we share and what did we not.
Mom, we have to put the blood in there. Pregnant. When you got nobody to turn to. Woo!
You did it, Alex. You did it.
These drops, ready?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What's more stressful?
Okay, just let it.
Buttercup's pregnancy test or yours usually?
This one was a little more sweaty.
Same.
Except for I was probably sweating the other times too.
Mama, I like to go you're my best mommy ever.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Alex, that was called persistence and perseverance.
We learned about persistence in church.
Tell me about it.
Persistence means you don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
Will it go through in the window if it's pregnant?
But it says it won't show up for 20 minutes.
But it has to show up at the C first.
The C is the control.
What does the T mean?
The T means the test. Oh, look, it's going through the window.
Hey, Mom, I can't see it.
You can't see it?
Yeah. Whoa!
Okay, who wants to set a timer for 20 minutes?
I already see pink line.
15.
Look. Yeah.
I see the faintest line, like just going across.
Well, there's we have learned from a million pregnancy tests, there's also the actual chemical strip. I could be wrong, but I feel like I already see a line.
Mama, you have.
But that's my problem. I've always seen a line. I have line eyes. I can see a line when there's no line at all. It's a talent.
Me too.
You too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, is there a line on that flag?
A lot of lines.
Yeah, I know.
How many to be exact?
Like 13.
Very good. Do you remember why?
Because there are 13 colonies.
Crushed it.
Crushed it.
Homeschool for life.
We see.
There's actually a faint line appearing. Very small.
Yeah, there is.
But it's so tiny. What does that mean?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how tiny it is. Positive is positive.
What does it do?
Do you see it?
That's a line. That's a color. That's not a gray. That's pink. That's a lot pinker than any of my pregnancy tests.
Yay! Wait, is Buttercup pregnant?
Buttercup will be pregnant, and so she will
When
be
does it due?
Let's look it up.
Are you going to call it? You're calling it? I mean, I definitely see a line, but we still have 16 minutes. What do you think, little bug?
I love that Mommy got blood out.
You're happy that she got blood out?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so faint!
Some cows are fine. She's sensitive.
She's so
Don't touch my backside. But Buttercup is pregnant, and so she's going to have a baby at the end of winter. But for a lot of us, I know some people are still in the waiting and still in the empty arms, and some are past the child rearing phase, and some are kind of in the stage that we are, that you grew your family along with us, and now we have these awesome, amazing kids. But how do we run this amazing quality family? And my biggest encouragement is sometimes too much is just too much. When it's too much on your plate and you are not able to pause and to enjoy it all, it's too much and you need to reevaluate. And since selling off our mamas and piglets, I feel like I can come out and enjoy more. I mean, I do still have a lot on my plate, absolutely. Like, you look at our life and it's crazy, and it is, and we love it. But there are some times where you just have to be honest with yourself of what is too much. Do I spend so much time doing laundry because I haven't taken the time to purge and get rid of all this plethora, and then it's just too much? Have I not taken the time to organize the garage or the basement, and there's just these drop piles everywhere and you just feel like you're in constant chaos? That was me a handful of months ago. It was just too much. For those of you who have ADHD or has a spouse or a child with ADHD, you can understand my heart even more of the chaos. And sometimes it's just a lot and it gets overwhelming. And so over these handful of months of being gone, I have also done more projects than I can count. And I took so much on to get us, it sounds kind of backwards, but you get on this massive purging / organizing rampage so that way it runs smoother and you have the time. And you don't have to disappear. My kids came along with me. We made it fun, we made it a game, and we did a lot. Or they got to go to Mimi and Papa's house for a weekend and have a sleepover, and Philip and I tackled the garage for our anniversary. That's what I wanted for our anniversary. Did I tackle it to 100%? No, but to 70% of the way, being able to run more efficiently and figuring out what needs to go. But sometimes we just have too many things, including pigs, and it's just too many. For us, I know the question that's so uncomfortable that no one likes to talk about, and if you don't eat meat, totally understand. But if you do eat meat and you think it's horrific that you would process your own, what's horrific is actually the processing plants of the meat. So if you can raise your own meat or know locally where you could buy your own meat, where they do it humanely in a nicer facility than these massive butcher houses, that's an encouragement. But yes, we mostly have breeders. We mostly had breeders, but we have a mixture of meat pigs and breeder pigs. Oh, chickens are in there? Okay. All right. I'm on the task of helping get chickens out the garden because the door got opened. Cassidy wants her bike. That's in the garden, of course. Why wouldn't there be a bike in the garden? Again, if you guys are not signed up on our email list, it'll be in the description, the link to our website where you can sign up for our emails. That's where we will stay most connected. And I love being back with you guys, and I am excited to have so much more to share. But I hope you guys had a wonderful day, and go let your love multiply. Bye, guys.